Hello and welcome back to my Bohemia playthrough of Europa Universalis, MEIOU and Taxes. So, after the New Year event we got a pop-up for the mission Assemble the Army, which is going to give us some army tradition but also a morale boost for 25 years. We are going to take it now, because when we drop below this army force limit again we maybe cannot fulfill it again. So it's just useful to have currently. We are going to stop the spy network in Venice because there's no way how we can get there. So instead we are going to continue our diplomatic progress down here. So I think we are ready to invite them. Yes, we are. So let's continue. Invite Ravenna to the Empire. There we go. And then we can kick out the alliance. Also we are going to improve relations with Perugia now. And we are going to dissolve the alliance again here. So there's of course a little bit of a shenanigan here going on by doing this kind of play. However, that's the easiest way to integrate all these states into the empire quite quickly. Next on the list is going to be Ancona here. For that we are going to need 110 relations. They don't like us enough yet for an alliance, so instead we are going to take Thermo first. It's a bit of annoying that Balloon is not given to any state here. However, we can solve that at some point. It's going to cost us a little bit in regards to Imperial Authority, but that's fine. And yeah. Also, our income isn't that great currently, due to the fact that we are feeding the peasants too. Oh, okay, that's quick. So the King of Poland already died pretty early. So now Hungary has Poland as a personal union. So the East is definitely in a deadlock now. So we will not expand there anyway. However, it's just good to know that it's already happening. What we are going to do in fact is build up a spy network in Austria, because I'm definitely interested in taking like these provinces here, Austria proper. It's going to be extremely expensive, and we can also release Styria down here, which is going to be quite useful as another state in the empire. Okay. 103, we're getting closer, so we just wait. Yeah, in fact I'm going to skip a little bit ahead, because right now it's just waiting for relations to tick up to integrate more states. Okay, here we are back again. So we managed to get Ancona and Fermo and Bologna and Perugia into, also Rimini and Ravenna, into the empire. So Urbino is still left, but Urbino has a special place, because I'm considering to integrate it as a vassal into my emperor, just to have a staging ground for conquering the Papal States. So what we are going to do in fact is going to declare an interest here in this region, so that when we get them as a vassal, that they maybe make claims on these provinces here. So currently they already have one on Rimini, which is really useful. Therefore our goal is to somehow get them as a vassal. So we are going to need more trust with them, so we need to grow that. But first, before we can start working on them, we need to make sure that we get Flanders into the empire. For that we need to wait until we have the diplomatic tech here. So we are in fact going to push diplomacy a little bit, so that we can get to that. Also, what we are going to do, we are going to attack Austria next. We are going to take Unter der Ems and then the Obersteiermark, to then release Styria here, which we can then like feed the most of Austria to, while we probably reduce Austria afterwards to either a vassal of us or just conquer it over time. So that's a rough plan for the near future. Now what we can start thinking about is if there's anything we want to vassalize in specific. Like maybe we want to befriend the Teutonic Order. No, they want everything we own basically. Ooh, we are going to vote for a German Pope, even though this won't be successful. What we also might want to do here, we could, for example, befriend Savoy to get another staging ground against France and as an ally later on. So that's something we are going to do. What happened now? Okay, Milan is finishing its war here. And of course it took out some provinces, which is fine. So yeah, they took out Mantua. It's fine. Losing one or two members of the state is fine. And now we are at plus 0.24 authority, which is really, really great. So let's continue. Royce, no, we're not going to take that. The grain has expired, so we are not going to redo it again. Instead, we are now going to wait for the spy network here to, after that, go after Austria. Okay, something unexpected happened pretty early. Our king died, so our pretty crappy heir with 3 years is bound to be the new emperor. However, of course, our regent is now the queen, which is fine. She's quite young, so she's going to reign until then. However, she is producing corruption, which is quite bad. So, yeah, we have to live with that. So, of course, we are going to get 10 imperial authority, which is nice. We are going to, yeah, leader is dead, so we are going to select a new general here. He's also going to train. And of course we are going to take a new alignment. In this case we are going with the aristocrats. However, we of course lost all the decent generals we had. But we are going to take the rather cheap ones now, which we got. So, where is he? Did we get one for administration? Apparently not. So we are going to take diplomatic costs here, and we are going to improve these two and continue. Of course, yeah, that put the aristocrats back in power again. Now we can replenish some of our royal marriages. Also, I checked Urbino again, so they have neutral attitude towards us, so if we would ally them, this would change. Yeah. It might change. So, what we... Yeah, we have to humiliate against them, that's not enough. The problem with Austria is going to be that we need 66 spy network against them, because we are the emperor, and that's going to increase costs. Also, it's HRE, so we have to be really lucky, because we have a 2% chance, I think. Yeah, 2% chance risk of discovery. So we still have to go. 22 is missing. Yeah, that's a lot of months we still have to get lucky. So we just have to hope. However, I'm not going to believe that it works out. We continue to improve relations to the electors now, of course, because we died, that's even more important. However, we are already at 38, so we are getting closer to the first reform, which is going to be quite important, because the first reform we are going to do is the Reichstag, and the Reichstag allows us to attack non-members holding imperial territory, which is of course the rest where we want to go. So we can attack France, and if we are lucky we can time it to attack them when the next 100 years conflict is going on, and we are going to have a decent army if we can pull in Aragon for that, and Naples of course. So that's going to be great if it works out. Okay, Albino gets another marriage here. How is Flanders doing? We can still not interact with them because we need the next technology, which we almost reached. Also, we would love to get commercialization, which, well, we are not getting currently, so it's going to be a problem. Of course, we lost our spy network in Austria, so that's nothing was to be expected. Also, I checked the Albino. I made an alliance with them, so now they like us to run 105 versus 140. So we can either increase our development a little bit, or we can somehow get, for example, more points from diplomatic reputation. Both is probably the easiest. We can also build up trust now that we are allied with them. So they are going to get like 0.81 favor each month. So, and we need like 10 for 5 trust, which is going to give each 1 point. So we can maybe wait some years and then we can get them as a vessel. Now what we want to do now is to invest a little bit into our provinces. So I want to check out the agriculture profitability, which is pretty good here. Also, I want to check if we can maybe invest into... Yeah, we don't need to invest here. However, we are going to invest a little bit into the academy in Prague, just to build it up a little bit, and we are going to invest a little bit into farmland here. So the provinces which have the most open space. And we're also going to invest another 10 into industrial in Prague, just to keep the city growing as fast as we can. Influential aristocrats has expired, so we could get more loyalty from them, but we are not going to do that. In between I selected, who's that? Yeah, why not do it? In fact, we could yeah, let's do that. Let's increase relations to the Papal States here, just to get a little bit more Papal influence, in fact. Just a little bit more. We are also going to most likely vassalize the Papal States if we get the chance to do that. But as said, we probably need to get Albino first to get claims on Rimini, and then we can declare war on the whole thing. However, of course, they are guaranteed by France, so that's also going to be a problem. So we probably have to defeat France at least once, twice, or 3 times. It's going to be a rough campaign in that regard. Yeah, we also got the diplomatic tech here, so we are just waiting for the stuff to update. No, we are still too far away, apparently, so we can't work on Flanders yet. However, we can continue working on our electors again, just to get them on our side. We are now at 7 of 7 relations, so I think the last king gave us some. And we are at 40 influence now. Authority in the empire, in fact. So yeah, at some point we want to start improving relations with empire states. However, that's probably not the right moment. We are just going for something like subjects in neighboring countries to just yeah, we got investment now in our provinces, just to improve relations overall, because the main objectives in regards to expanding into Italy, we did what we can. And where's the Imperial map mode? I found... here we go. So yeah, next is really getting the first reform and then starting the conquest wars here in the west to get everything going. What is he? Flanders took Antwerpen. That's why there was another province here. Yeah, I wish I could integrate you. It would be so great. It's not impossible. 155. So like improving relations and then getting Yeah, definitely possible. Okay, continue. Okay, here we are again. So our spy network of Austria is building up again, so maybe we get lucky this time. Meanwhile, we are working on Perugia and Friuli to maybe finally vassalize them. So we're getting closer, and what we can do, we could, for example, leverage the elite and leverage the nobility, which is going to give us 2 diplomatic reputation. And 2 diplomatic reputation is going to give us here, I think, like 3 point each, so 6 more, which is getting us, of course, closer. Definitely closer. Also, when we get the next idea group, we are definitely going for the eminence ideas here, which is going to give us another reputation here. It's also going to give us imperial authority growth and less aggressive expansion impact, very important too. Lowered impact on stability. So, for example, if we want to kill off a royal marriage, for example, but also 2 more relations and an alliance slot, which is of course going to be very important. We could alternatively go for influence. However, we are not going to integrate or like annex a lot of states most likely. So we are rather interested in the reputation, for example. Could also go for culture ideas, which are also going to give reputation, but that's like the lesser choice probably. So, sale of Brandenburg. The Wittelsbergs have shown little interest in ruling the electorate of Brandenburg. If we could secure it for the House of Luxembourg, we could control 2 electors, further cementing our control of the imperial throne. An offer would consist of placing House of Luxembourg member on Brandenburg throne, ceding Dolnoshes to Bohemia, and returning Walsh to the Kingdom of Poland. So Walsh is not in the empire, which is fine. We would get this province here. But it cost us 200 ducats. Yeah, we are going to do it because I think it gives us a personal union here. Of course, we are going to go into debt here. So Brandenburg has accepted personal union. Nice. 2 loans. And what has happened now? The sale of the mark. Okay. Oh, good that we did that. Imperial authority plus 10%. Reputation plus 0.25 and 2 imperial authority. Nice. That's really good. So, the next mission would be to vassalize this region here. Then we would some claims. Influence Franconia is this region here, which would also give us this kind of mission reward. So for 25 years we probably don't need to do that. In regards to Brandenburg over here, we can still think about it if we want to do it. Which would be this province here, Rupin, getting Stettin and stuff like Wolgast here. So of course we could like try to diplo-vassalize this region here, which would be possible. I'm not sure if we want to, because we don't necessarily are interested in vassalizing a lot of stuff in the empire. However, now we are going to need to improve relations with Brandenburg because they roughly don't like us. So in fact, maybe want to do... How much can we get for them? 13. Not really interesting. Yeah. We can still do it at some point, but now we just need to save money and we are definitely totally broke. But maybe we can do a war against Austria. I'm going to make a cut here, so see you next time.